And I have a guest in the studio this morning. We'll get you to use that microphone right there. Barry Gordon from Gordon's Estate Services.
Morning, Jack.
Always a delight to have you in.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, I got another question for you. And maybe a lot of folks could relate to this, and it has to do with folks that may have been diagnosed with Alzheimer's and can't handle the business of their estate. Someone else takes over and moves a little bit too quickly.
Yeah. So power of attorney, folks leave. Yeah. It's important with powers of attorney. We've seen a couple of scary stories in the past little while. And I wanted to just tell you about one situation that I ran into where someone had given power of attorney to a family member. And this person, she's physically failing a bit, but she is completely of sound mind. And she shared power of attorney with someone else in the family. And then she had let that person kind of over-convince her a little bit that she should be moving on to a retirement situation, which she did. And then she thought she should get back to her property after a few weeks and sort of attend to things and maybe decide what she would do with her extra things and decide what she wanted to do with the house, etc. And so she made an appointment for us to go back and see her. When we got there, the house is cleaned out and had been on the market for a little bit. So somebody was taking a little bit of extra license and making decisions that certainly weren't what the owner was thinking. She was ready for at the time. Now, maybe some of those things would have happened in any case, but certainly that's not what a power of attorney is for. Power of attorney is not so the person with the power of attorney can make decisions that are inconsistent with the giver's wishes. They're to facilitate decision making when the giver can't make those decisions. Either they don't want to and they ask them to, or they can't and they start to fail a little bit. So they're really, really important to get those things done properly and to talk to a lawyer. You really do need a lawyer at that stage too. If you've got assets that have some value, you've got some wishes about how things go with your life and with your family, and you need a little bit of legal advice to sit down and decide, how do I make sure that I'm getting what I want done?
Power of attorney, a little bit bigger job than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it can be. It can be.
And is this a common problem?
Well, I don't know if it's a common problem, but it's a sensitive issue, let's say, all the time. And for the person who has the power of attorney as well. We were talking a little bit earlier about someone, many times people have been given power of attorney and given the responsibility to make decisions for someone who is failing and who can't quite articulate what it is that they want done. And so the person with the power does their very best to do the thing that they think is the right thing. But there are pitfalls. We talked a little bit earlier about someone making decisions as a power of attorney to sell things and proceed with certain things, and they haven't looked at the will. And the will maybe might say, item A, I want to go to such and such a person. Item B, I want to go to such and such a person. Item C, but if that's all dealt with at a power of attorney stage, unbeknownst to the person with the power of attorney, it can be a little bit of heartache later. So all of these things are just really reasons why you need to have some broad consideration of the issues. You need to get some professional advice from folks that do different things for you, your lawyer, and certainly, if you're involving someone like our company and helping you deal with assets, these are the kind of questions that we want to talk about just a bit.
Thanks, Barry.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Barry Gordon, always with good advice. Gordon's Estate Services. The web address?
GoGordons.com or 613-542-0963.
Thanks, Barry.
Thanks, Jack.
All right.